The office parties were the perfect cover for their affair. When I found the hotel receipts, the truth was undeniable. Hi all, M32 here. I never thought I'd be sharing something so personal, but I guess I need to get this off my chest and maybe get some advice from those who've been through similar situations. This is the story of how I discovered my wife's affair with her boss and the emotional roller coaster that followed. Here it goes. My wife, F30, and I have been married for 5 years. On the surface, our marriage appeared to be perfect. We both had stable jobs, with me working in IT and her as a marketing executive. We had no children yet, but were planning to start a family soon. Our friends and family always saw us as the ideal couple, but as they say, appearances can be deceiving. Our lives were busy, but we always made time for each other, or so I thought. Over the past year, my wife's office parties became more frequent. Initially, I didn't think much of it. In fact, I encouraged her to attend these events to network and advance her career. But slowly, things started to change. I first noticed that she was becoming more secretive with her phone. She would always have it on silent and would never leave it unattended. Then came the late nights at work. She would come home exhausted, claiming she had been at office events. I trusted her, but there was this nagging feeling that something was off. One night, while talking to my best friend, M33, I casually mentioned my concerns. He suggested that I should be cautious, that maybe something was going on. I brushed it off, not wanting to believe that my wife could be unfaithful. But his words planted a seed of doubt in my mind. Things took a turn for the worse when I found hotel receipts in her purse. They were from nights she claimed to be at office parties. My heart sank. I wanted to believe there was a logical explanation, but deep down, I knew the truth. To confirm my suspicions, I installed a tracking app on her phone. It was an invasion of privacy, and I felt terrible about it, but I needed to know. A week later, my worst fears were confirmed. She wasn't attending office events, she was visiting hotels. I felt a mix of anger, betrayal, and heartbreak. I didn't confront her immediately. Instead, I collected more evidence, hoping that there was some other explanation. But there wasn't. When I finally confronted her, she denied everything. It wasn't until I showed her the receipts and the tracking data that she broke down and admitted the affair. Her boss, M45, had been pursuing her for months, and it started at one of the office parties. They used these events as cover to meet at hotels. The emotional turmoil I went through was indescribable. One moment, I was in denial, thinking it couldn't be true. The next, I was filled with rage, wanting to confront her boss. My best friend was my rock during this time, offering support and suggesting therapy or a separation. Her boss tried to contact me, attempting to explain and apologize, but I was too devastated to listen. His apologies felt hollow, and I couldn't bear to hear his voice. The betrayal was too deep. I decided to take some time apart from my wife to process everything. I moved in with my best friend temporarily. As I write this, I'm still contemplating the future of my marriage. I don't know if reconciliation is possible or if moving on is the best choice. I'm torn between the love I still feel for her and the betrayal that shattered my world. I'm seeking advice from those who've been in similar situations. How did you cope with the emotional aftermath? Is reconciliation possible, or is it better to move on? I want to make a decision that is best for my well-being, but I'm struggling to see the path forward. Thank you all for taking the time to read my story. Any advice or coping strategies would be greatly appreciated.